What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Alright, I'm just getting straight to it. We talking about this 2K. I apologize for no sound in the background because for some reason the sound wasn't recorded with this gameplay. But this is just some gameplay of my lockdown defender shooting guard. I'm about to just get straight to it. We just gonna discuss 2K real quick. First and foremost, I can't bang with 2K17 no more. And if y'all know me, my career aspect of the game is what I mess with. I don't really mess with too much of anything else. I'll mess with the part, but I need somebody to play the joint with. And then on top of that, I need to develop my player, which means the my career aspect is what I'm going to have to mess with in order to up my stats. And I do know you can up your stats in the park as well, but that's really only relevant once you get your player to like a 95. And then in order to get them to a 99, you play the park. And here's my gripe. From the jump, when they put the archetypes in the game, they destroyed the game. That's just first and foremost. By the time they added the archetypes in, the game was destroyed. And that's just simple as that. Who wants? Matter of fact, no, scratch that. How much sense does it make to be an overall 95 and all you can do is shoot threes? Or all you can do is play defense? Or all you can do is dribble and pass the ball? Or all you can do is slash to the rim? How much sense does that make, people? But then we look at all the NBA stars, and they got these different archetypes. And I agree. I think it was King Sean. It was either King Sean or Soul Illuminati that I watched. I want to say it was probably Soul Illuminati. I watched his video discussing 2K as well. Shout out to Soul Illuminati and shout out to King Sean. But pretty much I watched the video and he was saying, Soul Illuminati, that's what I'm talking about. He was saying, how about we have NBA archetypes? Archetypes like NBA players. Because, Russell Westbrook is one of a kind. Kyrie Irving's an all-around superstar. LeBron, all-around superstar. So why can't we, get some archetypes like that? And I'm sorry, Kyrie Irving's an all-around offensive. Kyrie's an offensive superstar. But it's like, why can't we get these archetypes, man? Like, where are these at? You got, I think Jimmy Butler is a two-way superstar. Chris Paul, I believe, is an all-around superstar as well. He used to be a two-way superstar at one point, but he's an all-around, I think. But it's like you have so many of these different types of, archetypes that is on these NBA players. And as soon as we create ours, we get limited to being able to do one thing, which is whack. And it pretty much defeats the purpose of making a player. I understand, they want to integrate a team-oriented game. I completely understand that. But you mean to tell me you still can't play team-oriented ball without being more than just a shooter or more than just a slasher or a playmaker? Like, come on, 2K. Come on. So I think they pretty much destroyed the game as soon as they put the archetypes in the game. And then the thing is, I already knew it was going to become a mess because, let's be real, as much as they throw patches in the game, what made you think that they weren't going to start patching archetypes? And it all started off with the playmakers. The playmakers was breaking ankles too easily. So they patched the ankle breaker badge. Which of course is a key badge. Like, that's a key badge. That's a badge that everybody wants. Why? Because everybody wants to break ankles. That's the point of making a playmaker in the first place. I want to be able to dish the rock and break ankles. Point blank, period. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Ain't no question about it. Then they decide to start. Matter of fact, they didn't even start with the playmakers. They started with the sharpshooters because the sharpshooters was just spraying, like I mean, just daggers, just spraying on people, man. And I'm hip to the fact that shout out to Agent. I remember I seen the videos when Agent was scoring these crazy amount of points. I mean, crazy points with his sharpshooter. Dude was going in. Shout out to Agent, and he still goes in with his sharpshooter, even though they patched pretty much every badge other than limitless range. So it's like you pretty much destroy my archetype. So it's like if that was going to be the case, why integrate archetypes into the game? Then they start fooling with the playmakers. So of course ankle breaker was irrelevant. You know, it took a lot more to break ankles, which again is saddening because that's my archetype. I'm supposed to break ankles. And then even at launch, answer this question for me, people. How many people was really going to say, yo, I'm going to make a lockdown defender as soon as the game drops? Who was really pressed to create a lockdown defender at launch? I'm not talking about after the game released and all the patches. No, at launch. At launch. As soon as they came out with the prelude, who was really saying, oh yeah, I'm going to make me a lockdown defender? Who was saying that? Don't worry, I'll wait. My point exactly. Nobody was going to do that. We knew everybody was going to be an offensive player, no matter what position. Nobody was going to be defensive at all. So that's going to mean that everybody's defense, every single person's defense, is going to be trash. That's just what it is. Everybody's defense was going to be terrible. Why? Because nobody created a lockdown defender. Period. That's just how it was. So of course everybody's player was going to be offensive, and everybody was going to have to work together. But it's like you patching these archetypes because now lockdown defender got patched too, because they're going to decrease steal success. So that pretty much throws pickpocket out the window, which is of course another key badge. What do you know? So it's like there's no point. It's no purpose anymore. Because pretty much anytime, you got people who are already good at the game. So it's like anytime you doing your thing, you doing work, before you know it, the joint gonna get patched. And I like being a thief. I like stealing the ball. I had pickpocket on bronze, and I was ripping cats, no problem. So I made this lockdown defender, so I'm like, man, wait till I get this pickpocket badge on Hall of Fame. Nobody's going anywhere. And on top of that, lockdown defender, or what they made it on here, defensive stopper. Once I had that badge and pickpocket together, and I got it on Hall of Fame, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Y'all just better be lucky I don't have one man fast break. Because if I had that, that's exactly what's going to happen all game. I'm going to play defense on you. I'm going to pick your pocket and go end to end. And I'm dunking it. Point blank, period. But it's all these patches going on. So now the lockdown defender pretty much became irrelevant. Because they patched the steals. They patched steal success. And I'm sorry, that's not sensible to me. Like, it's one thing to patch steal success on other archetypes, but to also make the lockdown defender take a hit, I don't know if I can agree with that. I can't necessarily agree with that. Just like when they was patching the sharpshooters and limiting their shooting badges and everything. Well, that's what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what's supposed to happen. I'm sorry, I'm getting blown up. But that's That's what they're supposed to do. You know, lockdown defenders, they're supposed to pick pockets. Lockdown defenders are doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to lock you up. So if they steal the ball from you too easily, I mean, that's your problem. You just gotta find other ways to get around them, or you gonna need to give up the ball. You have to pick one. You can't hold on to the ball when you're checking a lockdown defender. I don't care what you say, because you run the chance of the ball getting stolen. You run the risk of getting picked, and that's just your fault. Just like if you're taking on a shot creator, you will have to make sure you defend them when they shoot off the dribble. And of course, they also got the ankle breaker badge, so you gotta hope your ankles don't get broken in the middle, look, in the midst of, you know, them getting a shot created for themselves. It's just stuff you gotta watch out for. Especially, you know, especially based on the archetype. It's just what you gotta deal with. But for them to keep patching different things on these archetypes just because they're doing what they're supposed to do and what they're supposed to be good at, that makes no sense to me. That just doesn't make sense. I miss the days where with 2K11, like 2K11 was where it all started. It was greatness. You know, 2K12 was kind of trash, yo. Not even kind of. It was trash. And then 2K13, amazing. And these were opportunities where you could, you know, you could choose to be an all-around player. You know what I'm saying? But as time went on, you know, they decided to switch things up. And now with this archetype garbage, and then they patched the archetypes, I'm just like, man, it's no point. So, you know, y'all not going to see too much 2K videos from me. I am going to get 2K18, and I really hope it's going to be better, but there's no guarantees. I don't know. I know I'm not pre-ordering the Legend Gold, so y'all don't even have to look at that, because that's $150 that I'm not willing to spend on one game, because all I'm looking at is VC. I don't care about everything else. But if y'all got anything y'all want to add, you know, put it in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, follow your boy, and y'all have a blessed day. Peace and blessings, alright?